Hi, everybody. Welcome to this live webinar, Study in one of the world's top universities, Simon Fraser University in Canada. If you are interested in starting your university program at Simon Fraser University in Canada, this webinar is for you. My name is Hugo Bustamante. I'm a recruitment manager for Global Studies. I want to remember that Global Studies is an educational agency with different destinations around the world, like UK, USA, Canada, Australia, Germany, Spain, Denmark, Lithuania, Holland, Ireland, Malta, Cyprus, and others. We help you to apply to study in different destinations in the world. You just have to contact us in our WhatsApp number, our email address, and you will have a free assessment guide. So don't forget to contact us and follow us in our social media. You can find us in Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you will find us as Global Studies UK. You will see our previous events, and you will know about the next events we will have for you. And today we are with Rafael. Hi, Rafael. Rafael Malagrino is Associate Director, Marketing and Recruitment for Americas, Navitas. How are you, Rafael? Rafael, your microphone,
Hi.
please.
Can you hear me now?
Hi. Yes.
I'm great. Hugo, thanks a lot for your invitation. Thanks a lot for having me.
No, Rafael, it is a pleasure to have you here with us. We have a short video to show a little bit about the university.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go. Rafael, in this webinar, you're going to talk us about Simon Fraser University in Canada and how to apply the university courses, cost of living, work opportunities in Canada, yes?
Yes, we're going to cover all these topics, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about my experience as a student at SFU. I was a student at Simon Fraser University, so I'm gonna tell everyone a little bit about my experience as well.
Yes. And we have your presentation here, Rafael. Please, go on.
Thank you, Hugo. So the first thing that I would like to tell you guys is that Simon Fraser University, it's Canada's #1 comprehensive university. So here in Canada, we have 3 categories of universities: medical, doctoral, comprehensive, and primarily undergraduate. These are the 3 categories of public universities in Canada. Simon Fraser University, it's the #1 comprehensive university in Canada, and we have been ranked #1 for 8 consecutive years. So I'm going to explain a little bit more about what it means to be a comprehensive university. But first of all, I also wanted to show you this picture here. This picture shows you SFU's main campus. So the whole picture here, everything that you see here, it's SFU's campus. In total, we have 35,000 students. Out of these 35,000 students, more or less 20% of them are international students from more than 80 different countries. So, for example, when I was a student, I met friends from Turkey, from Russia, from Nigeria, from Pakistan, from India, from all over the world. So it's a multicultural university, but majority of the students are local students, are Canadians, okay? You can see here that we have all of the athletics and recreation facilities. So soccer fields, we have a gym here, pool, baseball field, more soccer fields. So you're going to be able to use all of these facilities as a student. You're going to be able to use the gym, you're going to be able to use the soccer field, the pool, and so on. And we also have, of course, the academic facilities. So this building here, for example, this is the library. It's a huge library. It's 5 or 6 floors. So this gives you an idea of how big the university is. But this one is just the main campus. We also have other locations. We also have one campus in Surrey and 3 locations in downtown Vancouver, okay? For those of you that are not familiar with Canada, I'm gonna show you here on my presentation. So this map here, it gives you an idea of where Vancouver is located. So Canada, it's all of this here, and Vancouver is located on the west coast. So Vancouver is here, close to the border with the US. It's a 2.5-hour drive to Seattle, more or less, in the United States. Vancouver, it's one of the cities in Canada with the best weather. During the summer, we can reach temperatures like 35 degrees Celsius, 36 degrees Celsius. And during the winter, you won't get colder than -2, -3 Celsius, okay? So the weather, it's the best weather in Canada. We have the ocean all over. So it doesn't matter where you look, you're gonna see the ocean. We have mountains around the city as well. So if you wanna go skiing, snowboarding, you're also gonna have that opportunity. And it's one of the most important economies in Canada. So there are a lot of work opportunities. There are a lot of important global companies that have their offices here in Vancouver. You can see Vancouver here in the west coast and Toronto here in the east coast. It's more or less a 4.5-hour flight from Vancouver to Toronto. So it's one side of the country to another side. You have to go from the west coast to the east coast. Now, another thing that I wanted to mention, Vancouver as a city is the 3rd most livable city in the world. So as far as quality of life goes, Vancouver is the 3rd best city to live in the world, okay? In North America, Vancouver is the #1 city, is ranked #1 in the quality of life, in the ranking of quality of life, okay? So each one of the best cities to live out there. It doesn't matter which country you're looking for. Vancouver is one of the best cities in the world for you to choose, okay? As far as quality of life, as far as job opportunities, as far as how safe the city is, all of these things are taken into consideration when they prepare this ranking. And we have more than 2 million people living in Vancouver. You can see here a nice picture that shows you the mountains. I told you that there are lots of mountains all around the city, all around Vancouver. You can see the urban part of downtown with a lot of buildings and a lot of companies, a lot of global companies that have their head offices around here. And you can also see the ocean. So you can see the ocean here. This part here, the trees in the background, I don't know if you guys can see the trees here. This is Stanley Park. Stanley Park is the 2nd biggest open air park in North America. So we are only behind Central Park in New York. So Stanley Park is the 2nd biggest in North America. Now, I'm gonna show you here another picture of SFU's campus. So this is the main campus. And you can see here that we also have the ocean close to our campus. And we have lots of mountains around our campus. Our main campus is located at the top of one of these mountains. So this area here that you see, this is the top of Burnaby Mountain. So SFU main campus is located on top of Burnaby Mountain. And you can see all of this green area, all of these trees here. This is a conservation area. So the university is located next to a conservation area. That's also very interesting, especially if you're planning to study something related to environmental science. We have more than 150 program options, 8 faculties. So when we talk about faculties, we're talking about different areas of study. And we have more than 130,000 alumni all over the world. So you have alumni in Brazil, just like me. I'm now in Vancouver, but we have alumni in Brazil. We have alumni in Bolivia. We have alumni in Turkey, in Russia, all over the world, okay? Now, if we go to the next slide, we talk a little bit more about rankings. And I told you guys that SFU is Canada's #1 comprehensive university, but we are also top 1% worldwide. What does that mean? It means that we are among the world's top 300 universities, okay? So if you go to the QS university ranking, you're gonna find SFU within the top 300 universities in the world. We are also one of the top 55 universities in the world for technology innovation, when it comes to innovation. And in Canada, we are the second most important university for faculty research impact. So if you're planning to do a lot of research, SFU is also a great option for you. Now, you're not going to be able to read all of the small font on this slide. I'm going to open another version of this, just a second. Let me know if you can. Let me know if you can read it better here. I'm going to zoom in. So first, I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to show you guys. So basically, this document here shows you all of the areas of study that we have at SFU. Faculty of Health Sciences, Faculty of Applied Sciences, Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, BD School of Business, Faculty of Communication, Arts and Technology. And then if we zoom in, for example here, Applied Sciences. If we zoom in, each one of these options or these bullet points, it's one of our majors that you can choose, okay? So for example, if you want to study engineering at SFU, you can choose biomedical engineering, computer engineering, electronics engineering, engineering physics, systems engineering, mechatronic systems engineering, sustainable energy engineering. These are all of the engineerings that we have at SFU, okay? Now, if you want to study business, we have international business, accounting, finance, entrepreneurship and innovation, marketing, operations management, strategic analysis. These are all options that you're going to be able to choose within BD School of Business. Now, it's very important to mention that BD School of Business is one of the top 100 business schools in the world, okay? So if you want to study business, SFU is also a great option. If you want to study engineering, SFU is among the top 150 universities in the world. And then we also have, for example, communication, arts, and technology. For those of you that want to study communication, you want to become a journalist, or you want to focus on communication, but you want to focus on political economy and policy, technology and society, media and culture, or if you want to study theater, visual art, art performance and cinema studies, film, It's also very important to mention that Vancouver, it's the second most important city in the world for the film industry. A lot of Hollywood movies are recorded here in Vancouver, and also a lot of Netflix shows are recorded here in Vancouver. So it's one of the most important industries in Vancouver. It's the cinema industry, and Vancouver is the second most important city in the world for this industry, okay? Now, in my case, I studied international studies, and I have a major in international studies and a minor in human geography. So I have a minor in geography. Here in Canada, all of our students are going to be able to choose a major and a minor if you want. So for example, you can study a major in marketing and then a minor in economics, for example, or a minor in French, or a minor in international studies. There are more than 80 options of minors that you can choose from, and you don't need to choose your minor before you start your classes. You're only gonna need to choose your major and your minor once you're here, once you have finished your first year of studies. So for now, the only thing that you need to choose is what area of study you want to join, okay? And I always tell this story because I think it's important. When I was a student at SFU, international studies was my major, and a lot of my teachers, they were diplomats, so they work as diplomats for Canada. Some of them, they worked for the UN or for the World Bank. And I had a teacher, sorry. When I was a student, I had a teacher that he was from Portugal. And of course, we became friends because I'm from Brazil. We after class we would go for coffee and speak Portuguese, and he would tell me about his decision to come to Canada. So he came to Canada to study his master's at SFU, and he was my teacher at 3 different courses. I had 3 different courses with this teacher. When I finished my third class with him, I found out that he was leaving SFU. I didn't know why. I didn't know where he was going. But 2 weeks later, I found out that he had been invited to become the Minister of Economy in Portugal. So this is the kind of teachers that you're going to find at SFU, okay? Teachers that are recognized internationally. And of course, if it's just a matter of you guys being dedicated and trying to take advantage of all of these quality teachers that you're going to be exposed to, okay? Now, let's keep going with the presentation. One thing that I want to mention is that we do have on-campus accommodation. So all of the students are going to be able to live on campus if they want, but on-campus accommodation is not guaranteed. So if you want to live on campus, you have to apply early, and you have to apply for residence early as well. All of the rooms are private rooms. We don't have shared rooms at SFU, but we don't have rooms with in-suite washrooms. So the washrooms are located outside the room. So each floor has 2 big washrooms, almost like the kind of locker rooms that you find at a gym or at a club, with several spaces for you to shower, several spaces for you to wash your hands. So this is the type of washrooms that we have at SFU if you want to live on campus, okay? I lived on campus for the first 8 months, and then after that, I decided to move to an apartment that I decided to rent with my best friend. It's always cheaper if you rent an apartment with a friend and you share that apartment with your friend. And it's also cheaper if you buy and you prepare your own meals instead of buying the meal plan from the university, okay? Now, let's talk a little bit about work. Here in Canada, international students are they are allowed to work 20 hours per week since day one of university. And you're also going to be able to join our paid internship program. Here in Canada, we call the paid internships, we call them co-op. And SFU has been offering co-op for more than 40 years. We work with more than 2,000 companies like Facebook, IBM, Microsoft, Sony, Electronic Arts, KPMG, Ernst Young, BlackBerry, and we have more than 9,000 students that are currently taking co-op at SFU. Now, some of my friends did take the co-op, and one of the most important things about co-op is that most of our students that take the paid internship, that take the co-op, they have at least 3 job opportunities before they finish the university. So even before you graduate, you're already going to have 3 to 4 job offers, and you're going to be able to choose from those offers that you have instead of having to look for a job when you graduate. Okay, so the experience of doing the co-op, it's going to help you become a more valuable asset for the companies that are looking for new employees. So, for example, one of my best friends, he worked 4 months for KPMG, 4 months for Ernst Young, and 4 months for Microsoft. This was his co-op. So 3 different companies, but 3 international companies, 3 companies that are well known globally. And when he was about to graduate from SFU, he had job offers from Ernst Young, from KPMG, and from Microsoft. And he had to decide which one of these 3 offers he wanted to accept. Okay. Another thing that it's very important for you guys to keep in mind when we think about Canada. Here in Canada, not only you're going to be able to work 20 hours per week while you're studying, not only you're going to be able to do the co-op, the paid internship in companies like Microsoft, like Ernst Young, like KPMG, BlackBerry, and so on. On top of that, when you graduate from university, you're going to be able to apply for your postgraduate work permit. So you're going to be able to stay here in Canada for at least another 3 years working full-time. Once you have finished 1 year of these 3 years that you're going to be able to stay in Canada after university, then you're going to be able to apply for Canadian residence, the same as what we call in the US a green card. So here in Canada, we call permanent residence. And then after that, you're going to be able to apply for the Canadian citizenship. So you're going to be able to become a Canadian citizen. So it's not only an academic plan. You're planning for your life. You're going to be able to stay here. You're going to be able to become a professional in Canada. And your whole professional career, you're going to be able to do that here in Canada. Okay, so I think that's very, very important, because in other countries like the US, like the UK, like Spain or Germany, you're going to spend more money because you're going to be paying in currencies that are more expensive. So American dollars are more expensive than Canadian dollars. British pound is more expensive than Canadian dollars. Euro is more expensive than the Canadian dollars. So you're going to be spending more money, and you're going to be spending more at a lower ranked university. And then when you graduate from that university, as soon as you graduate, they're going to start doing everything they can to make you go back to your home country instead of staying there and becoming a citizen. So you're investing in euros, for example, and then you're going to have to recover that investment working for the average salary that is paid in Latin America in your local currency. For example, for me, in reais or in pesos mexicanos, pesos colombianos. But we all know that the average salary in Latin America is much lower, and it doesn't make sense for you to invest in a currency that is very expensive and then try to recover that investment working for a currency that it's not as valuable, okay? So that's something to keep in mind. Here in Canada, you're gonna invest in Canadian dollars and you're gonna recover your investment working for Canadian dollars because you're gonna be able to stay here, okay? So this is very important. So let's go take a look at this. If we go to the university's website, I'm gonna show you guys where I first worked here in Canada, my first job. So my first job in Canada was at the university's call center. So I was working for SFU's call center, calling former students, asking them for a donation for the university. It was a basic job, 20 hours per week. And you can see here that they pay almost 17 Canadian dollars per hour. So if we do a quick math here, I'm gonna show you guys 20 hours per week, 16.60 Canadian dollars per hour. This is how much you're gonna make in 20 hours, in 1 week. This is how much you're gonna make in 1 month. This is how much you can make in 1 year. And this is how much you can make in 4 years working, This is how much you can make in 1 month. This is how much you can make in 1 year. And this is how much you can make in 4 years, okay? Almost 64,000 Canadian dollars, working 20 hours per week. On top of that, you're gonna be able to do the paid internship while you're still a student, okay? With the paid internship, you're gonna be able to generate on average another 36,000 Canadian dollars. So what I'm trying to show you guys here is that even before you graduate from university here in Canada, you're already gonna be able to generate almost 100,000 Canadian dollars of income with your own effort, okay? So you don't depend on any kind of scholarships. In other words, you have $100,000 that are sitting on top of the table, and you just need to decide if you want to grab it or not, because it only depends of your own effort. It doesn't depend on the university choosing you to give you a scholarship. It doesn't depend on your grades. If we grab this money here, this amount, 100,000, almost 100,000 Canadian dollars, and we divide this by the annual tuition. So this is how much you would pay for tuition at SFU per year, okay, on average. So if we do this and we divide how much you can generate when you're studying of income, and then we divide by the average tuition per year, you're gonna notice that when you graduate, you already recovered almost 3.5 years of your investment. So you're almost graduating with a balance account, and then everything that you manage to make from now on, it's gonna be something that you can use for your future. So it's a profit. You're not recovering investment anymore. You're already profiting. Just to give you an idea, if you go, for example, to Mexico and you go study in Tec de Monterrey, it's a great university. If you go to Colombia and you want to study at La Universidad de los Andes, it's also a great university. You're gonna spend less because the tuition it's lower. However, when you graduate from those universities and you get your first job in Latin America, you're gonna have to work almost 8 years to be able to recover the money that you invested at those two universities. So you're investing less, but you're gonna take much, much longer to recover that investment. Here in Canada, you're investing more. However, you're gonna recover your investment much, much faster, okay? I think that's one of the most important points. And if we go to the QS World University Rankings, and we look for Simon Fraser University, so you can see here that we are top 1% in the world, okay? Now, SFU is top 1% in the world, and our annual tuition in Canadian dollars is 31,266, okay? That's the annual tuition. If we convert that to American dollars, we're talking about almost 25,000 Canadian dollars per year, okay? And we are ranked among the best 300 universities in the world. Now, for example, if we do a quick research here, for example, Florida International University in Miami is ranked 800. SFU is ranked 300. However, they charge the same. They charge 25,000 American dollars per year. So you're paying the same. However, you're studying at a university that it's ranked 500 spots lower than SFU. If we go, for example, and we look, University of South Florida, 650. Okay, SFU is 314. If we look for the Montfort University in the UK, in Leicester, 800. If we look for University of Leicester, 239. However, much more expensive. So if we wanna study at a university in another country that it's a similar ranking to SFU, you're gonna be paying much more. Okay. If you wanna study at a university that it's lower ranked, you're gonna be paying more or less the same. However, you're paying more for a lower ranking. I think that's also very important to keep in mind. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about how to apply. But before we talk about how to apply, I also want to show you guys this here because it's very important. This ranking is called the Global Peace Ranking. It's a ranking that looks at 163 countries, and it ranks these countries from the safest country to the potentially most dangerous country, okay, as far as how safe it is. So if we look here, Canada is ranked number 10 out of 163 countries. So it means that Canada technically is safer than Sweden, than Norway, than Australia, than Germany. It's safer than the Netherlands. It's safer than Spain. UK is ranked 33. It's safer than all of these countries that are here. If we look for the US, for example, the US is ranked 122 out of 163 countries. Okay, so I think that's also very important. Quality of life in Canada, it's very, very high, and it's a very safe country as well. Here you can see Canada has been ranked number 1 country in the world for quality of life, and we've been ranked number 1 for 3 consecutive years. Canada ranked the 5th best country in the world for women. So if you want to live in Canada and you're a woman, then it means that Canada, it's one of the countries that has the best ratio of gender equality, income equality, progress, and safety. So it's one of the best countries. It doesn't matter what criteria you're using. It's one of the best countries for you guys to choose. Quality of life, job opportunities, cost of the university. It's a lower cost for higher ranked university. Currency is cheaper than other currencies that you can find in other countries. It's safer. So it doesn't matter what criteria we use. Canada is a great option. Okay. Now let's talk about the application process. In order to apply, all you guys need is to ask your school for your grade 10, grade 11, and your partial grade 12 transcripts. So let's say you're about to graduate from high school. Let's say that you are studying at a school that is IB diploma, for example. In that case, we're gonna need your grade 10, grade 11, your partial results for grade 12, and also your partial results, your predicted grades for the IB diploma. And we need those grades in Spanish, the original document, and the official translation to English. And we also need a scanned copy of your passport. However, we don't need, it's not necessary to have an SAT in Canada. So you don't need an SAT. We also don't need reference letters. So you don't need letters from your teachers. If you want to include that, that's great. However, it's not gonna make a difference as far as like accepting you or not accepting you. So of course, it always helps, but it's not mandatory. We have 3 start dates per year. We have September, we have May and January. So right now, if you go here and you click on apply now, all you need to do is complete the application form. Of course, in order to complete this application form, you should contact Hugo and Global Studies because they're gonna help you guys with the official translation of your documents. They're gonna help you guys find which program option is the best option for you guys, and they're gonna help you with the whole process, okay? But it's very straightforward. We are still accepting applications for September 2021. We are already accepting applications for January 2022. So if you want to start in January 2022 or in May 2022, you should be applying now. You shouldn't wait until you finish high school, because if you wait until you finish high school to apply, then you're applying late. You should apply as soon as possible, okay? Now, very important to mention as well that SFU is one of the few Canadian universities that offers a more personalized first year for international students. And that's exactly what I did when I arrived here in Canada. So instead of joining classrooms with 300 Canadian students per classroom and having to fight for the best grades with people that have been living here in Canada for their whole life, what I did was to join smaller classrooms with maximum 35 students per classroom and a more personalized attention. It's the same campus, is the same, the classes are the same, so it's the same academic curriculum. And we also have the same teachers. You're also gonna be able to live on campus, use the facilities. So you are a SFU student from day one. The only difference is that you're sitting at more personalized classrooms. In English, we call that a soft landing. So you're gonna have that more personalized attention during the first year. But once you finish the first year, you're going to be able to join the big classrooms, the 300 students per class with Canadian students. So your first year, it's going to be a soft landing. That's exactly what I did when I first joined SFU. And that first year, the soft landing year, it's what we call FIC, okay? So your first year, it's what we call FIC. Once you finish your first year, then you join the big classrooms with Canadian students. So I'm gonna show you guys the map here. So here's Canada, and here is British Columbia, the province where Vancouver is located. And if we look at Vancouver, here is SFU's main campus. Okay. Now, this whole area here is SFU's main campus. Your first year, you're gonna study around here. Your classrooms are gonna be around here. However, you're gonna have access to the whole university. You can live on campus, you can use the gym, you can use the pool, you can use all of the facilities. But your first year classrooms, they're gonna happen around here, and they're gonna be in more personalized classrooms. Now, if we zoom in a little bit, I wanna show you guys something here. If you wanna visit Google Maps, you can always have a tour of the university. You can walk around our campus. So this is the first building that SFU built. This building is called Academic Quadrangle. And then after this building here, the university start growing to both sides, right? So if we walk around a little bit here, you guys can see how beautiful the campus is. And I want to show you something here. I don't want to go there. I want to go, let's see if I can go here. Here. So this building here, this is the library. This is the library that I mentioned to you guys that it's huge. I don't know if you guys can see the lights here. So this area is where the soccer field, the main field is located. It's called Terry Fox Field, but we also have another 3 fields located in other areas of the university. So let's go back here, and I just want to show you guys one more thing. And then we can open for questions. So this side of the university here, it's where the residence buildings are located, and also the athletics facilities. So if we go here, you're gonna be able to see the Terry Fox Field, and then also up here, this is the pool. Around here, we have a gym if you want to play basketball. There are 2 different gyms here if you want to play basketball or indoor soccer and so on. And then here is the gym. If you want to work out, here is the gym, these 2 areas here. And behind here, this is the official gym where we play our basketball games, or volleyball games, and so on. SFU is part of NCAA, so we are the only Canadian university that plays in NCAA Division 2. And we have basketball teams, volleyball teams, lacrosse, and a lot of other sports, okay? Now, if you look at athletics and recreation, and then we go to their main website, you're going to be able to see more information about our teams, okay, our official teams. And also, if we go to campus facilities, you can see some pictures of our facilities. So this is the main gym, and we have a track if you wanna do track and field, soccer fields, other soccer fields. We have a wall if you wanna climb, and then we have the pool and tennis courts and all of these things. Okay. Now, I think it's a good time, Hugo, if you want to open for questions. I don't know if there's anything that I might be forgetting to mention and you want me to make sure that I mention, or should we open for questions now?
No, everything is okay, Rafael, and thank you. And could you please tell us what exams are accepted for enrollment?
So you don't need an SAT, for example. However, you will need to take an English exam. The English exam can be an IELTS or a TOEFL. If you're coming from an IB school, depending on what grade you achieved during the IB English course, you can also avoid the English exam. And there's another option, which is taking our online exam. So you don't need to take the IELTS or the TOEFL. We have an online exam. You can take that exam, and it's free. You don't need to pay for that online exam. Now, very important to mention, I don't need you guys to have a TOEFL, an IELTS, in order to submit your application. So in order to submit your application, you only need your grades from grade 10, grade 11, and the partial grades from grade 12, and a scanned copy of your passport. That's all you need. You're only gonna need an English exam before you start your classes. So if you wanna apply today and you wanna start your classes in May 2022, you still have a long time to prepare before you take the exam, okay? So you don't need to have the English level now. You need to have the English level before you start your classes.
Perfect, Rafael. And about the undergraduate programs and internship options that you were talking about, the COPs, these options are available in all the programs, for all the programs?
Yeah, so we can offer more than 150 options. The only area out of this document that I showed you guys here that we cannot offer is Faculty of Education.
Okay.
Okay, that's the only area that we cannot offer. All of the other areas, so Faculty of Science, we have data science, we have biomedical physiology, we have physics, actuarial science, etc., etc. We also have all of the options in business, all of the options in communication, arts, and technology. Some of the options here, for example, music, when you finish your first year, you're gonna have to pass an audition in order to be able to continue with music. So some of these areas, they might be harder for you to transfer from first year to second year because there's more competition for this area, for these spaces, right? And then we also have here economics, criminology, sociology, political science, international studies, legal studies. All of these options here, you guys can choose from. And if we go to the university's website, you're also going to be able to find, for example, here, what can I study? We have the areas of study. If you click, for example, on BD School of Business, you have the majors here. And then if you want to do a joint major, you can choose business and communication, business and economics, business and geography, business and psychology, or you could choose to do a major in communication and a minor in business, for example. So there's a lot of different combinations, and you don't need to define that now. All you need to define now is which area you want your major to be. And then you can choose the different combinations when you're here.
Oh, perfect. Perfect, Rafael. I think we don't have more questions for now. But I want to remember our audience that this is the right moment, as Rafael said, to apply. You don't have to wait. Yes, because you can take the different options that we have to start. As you said, Rafael, which are the dates for the next intakes?
We have intake in September, and we're still accepting applications for September. However, in that case, if you choose to start in September 2021, you would start online for the first 4 months, and then in January you can travel to Canada and continue your program face to face. Yeah. Now, there's an advantage there. You would be saving money during the first 4 months because you wouldn't be paying for accommodation, you wouldn't be paying for meals, you wouldn't be paying for public transportation in Canada, so you would be saving a lot of money. So if you can start in September, I would recommend starting in September. But we also have January as another intake, and we also have May. So every year we have January, May, and September, 3 intakes.
Perfect.
And guys, you haven't asked us about scholarships, but I know that you're thinking about that because you're always thinking about that. So I'm just gonna mention this just to make sure that you guys understand. We do have lots of scholarships at SFU. There are more than 800 scholarships. However, the scholarships at SFU are not as essential as they are in other countries like the US, UK, Spain, and so on, because you're going to be able to generate almost 100,000 Canadian dollars with your own effort working. So if you don't get a scholarship here in Canada, it doesn't really matter because you're already you're gonna have 100,000 Canadian dollars that you can make with your job. Now, if you do get a scholarship, that's even better because you have another help. You're not going to be able to secure big scholarships before starting your classes. First, you're going to start your classes here in Canada, and depending on your GPA, so depending on your grades, once you're here, you're going to be able to secure different scholarships at SFU. I had friends that had 90% scholarships, so they had almost full scholarships, but of course they worked very hard to get those scholarships. I never got a scholarship. However, I worked. So at the end of the day, I found another way of helping my parents with the costs. Okay, so I think that's something to keep in mind.
Thank you, Rafael. And well, we are open to receive your applications. So don't forget to contact us. Rafael will help us with your applications too. And Simon Fraser University is the option for you now. Yes? Don't forget, contact us and we will help you with your application. And Rafael, thank you for being with us. Thank you all the audience. And we will be soon with another webinar. Bye.
Bye-bye.